The WWE Universe was left reeling after Monday Night Raw, and it's easy to see why. Paul Heyman, the legendary strategist and special counsel, made an appearance that caught everyone off guard. For weeks, fans believed Heyman had moved on from Roman Reigns, the tribal chief, and aligned himself elsewhere. He had publicly claimed neutrality, a new path, even a possible alliance with Seth Rollins. But what unfolded on Raw told a different story. It reminded us all why Paul Heyman has been one of the most respected and feared figures in wrestling history. The setup Seth Rollins, known as the Visionary, the Architect, was in the ring, speaking from the heart, calling out injustice and sharing his perspective on recent events. He was articulate, passionate, and fully engaged with the WWE Universe, drawing fans into his world. Then, Paul Heyman's music hit. The wise man walked out, carrying that trademark expression that instantly signals something big is coming. At first, it appeared that Heyman was here to counsel, to guide, or perhaps even to reconcile. Fans held their breath, wondering if the alliance with Seth was real. The distraction. Heyman spoke with precision, carefully crafting every word. He complimented Seth, praised his accomplishments, and even shared insights about respect, loyalty, and legacy. But underneath the words, there was a tension, a sense of calculation. Heyman's purpose wasn't to comfort or support. It was to create the perfect opportunity. While Seth focused on the wisdom Heyman was presenting, unseen forces moved into position, and the stage was set for an event that would shift WWE's backstage dynamics dramatically. Roman Reigns' presence. Even if he wasn't physically in the ring, Roman Reigns' influence was felt. The tribal chief has always been a master of control, projecting authority and ensuring that his presence is known, even when absent. Sources backstage confirmed that Roman had been monitoring Heyman's movements, orchestrating a plan that would allow him to maintain influence over WWE without appearing directly involved. This is classic Roman Reigns strategy, working behind the scenes while letting others execute his vision. The betrayal. As the segment progressed, the true nature of Heyman's plan became apparent. What fans witnessed wasn't just a personal conflict. It was a carefully executed move to destabilize Seth Rollins, to remind the WWE roster of the tribal chief's reach and intelligence. Heyman's words were a setup, building trust while masking intent. When the decisive moment arrived, it was clear that Heyman had never truly severed his ties with Roman. Everything that happened was part of a larger strategy, designed to secure Roman's dominance and send a message to everyone watching. Understanding the strategy. To appreciate the magnitude of this event, it helps to look at Heyman's recent actions. Since WrestleMania, he has positioned himself as a neutral advisor, a supportive presence, and even a potential ally for several superstars. He appeared to distance himself from Roman Reigns and the Bloodline, creating the perception that he had gone independent. But in hindsight, every move was deliberate. Heyman's guidance often led superstars into situations that inadvertently advanced Roman's long-term goals. Every alignment, every intervention, was a piece of a carefully orchestrated chess game. Seth Rollins' position. Seth Rollins, despite being one of WWE's smartest performers, became a key player in this strategy. Rollins represents legitimacy, talent, and independence, a threat that exists without Roman's blessing. By targeting Seth through Heyman, Roman sent a subtle but unmistakable signal. No matter how accomplished or respected you are, the tribal chief's influence extends farther than most realize. Seth's trust in Heyman was understandable, but it was exactly what Roman anticipated. The betrayal was as psychological as it was strategic, demonstrating the layers of planning that go into Roman Reigns' approach. the Vision's role adding to the intrigue. The Vision, whose identity and purpose remain mysterious, played a critical role in the unfolding drama. Whether it represents a new ally, a strategic tool, or simply a symbolic force, the Vision's presence reinforced the idea that Roman Reigns' reach goes beyond his immediate faction. It's a reminder that Roman doesn't need to be in the spotlight to control outcomes. He uses assets, intelligence, and influence, creating ripple effects that keep the entire roster guessing. Roman Reigns' psychological advantage. Roman's mastery of psychological strategy is evident in his reaction to events. Reports indicate that his response was calm, calculated, and quietly confident. There was no panic, no rash decisions, only the satisfaction of a plan executed successfully. This is not the aggressive, impulsive heel of the past. This is a refined strategist, controlling narratives and maintaining dominance without direct confrontation. Every move he makes is measured, sending a clear message. Roman Reigns is still the head of the table, the ultimate authority, and no one operates outside of his awareness. Implications for WWE. The implications of this sequence are enormous. Every alliance Heyman formed during his apparent independence is now under scrutiny. Superstars who trusted him must reconsider their positions, knowing that Roman's reach and intelligence are always in play. Even fan-favorite figures like CM Punk now face the reality that their actions could have been subtly influenced to benefit Roman. The WWE locker room is reminded that trust is a commodity, and strategy extends far beyond what occurs inside the ring. The fallout for Seth Rollins. For Seth Rollins, the consequences are profound. Beyond the immediate embarrassment, he faces a situation where alliances are uncertain, support is questionable, and the challenge to reclaim control is enormous. Seth's legacy, independence, and credibility are now in a delicate balance. His path forward requires strategy, resilience, and perhaps a reevaluation of how he engages with both allies and adversaries. This is a turning point, one that will shape his story for months to come. Lessons in strategy. The brilliance of Roman's approach lies in its subtlety. By using Heyman and the Vision, he exerts control without direct aggression. He manipulates perceptions, guides outcomes, and maintains influence while keeping his own hands clean. For superstars, this is a reminder that in WWE, the game isn't always about physical dominance. It's about strategic thinking, understanding the psychology of opponents, and leveraging resources effectively. Audience perspective. From a fan perspective, this moment highlights why storytelling in WWE remains compelling. It's not just about who wins or loses. It's about understanding character motivations, unraveling strategies, and witnessing the interplay between power and influence. Roman's actions, Heyman's guidance, and Seth's response create layers of intrigue that keep the audience engaged, debating, and invested in the narrative. Looking ahead. As WWE programming moves forward, the impact of this betrayal will be felt across multiple storylines. Every champion, challenger, and rising star will now account for the potential influence of Roman and his strategists. Every interaction carries the potential for manipulation. Every alliance could conceal hidden motives. This narrative will unfold over weeks and months, shaping pay-per-views, promos, and rivalries in ways that fans are only beginning to understand. The bigger picture. This incident is more than a moment of shock. It's a study in power dynamics. Roman Reigns has demonstrated that dominance is as much about perception, control, and long-term planning as it is about physical prowess. Heyman's role emphasizes the importance of intelligence and timing, showing how a skilled strategist can influence events on a scale few others can achieve. Together, they represent a level of sophistication that elevates WWE storytelling to a new dimension.